When you are weary, my sister and brother, lean on my shoulder. We empower one another. Stand together, but if we must fall, I fall with my family, my allies, and all. This new union we've formed shall not fade. Rise anew, my kingdom. Find unity in the Crusade.
And so ends another magical day in the kingdom. With the gods' holiday approaching with the artificial moonlight's decline, the Crusaders, Nyx, and Ascaris travel forth to create ways to honor the deities we so cherish. Mother Nature harvested a pound of 4-leaf clovers for Seamus, adopted a little black ewe to present to Mortimer, gathered seeds to a previously unknown flower that a child of Alizair conjured to bestow to Janice. She also gathered honey for the mighty Bahamut, for whom will be bestowed freshly grown flowers along with Hades. To appease the goddess Hel, Nyx took the form of a celestial archer and sent a bolt of starlight through the body of a deer, withering its flesh and claiming its bones. She brought the lamb to Venzarda for my grandchildren to frolic with.
On the 28th of Wind's favor, I was birthed into existence by the love and camaraderie of so many, including the followers of both Eldath and Grumsh, who resonated with our heart's ascension. As well, on this day, the blessed knight of the kingdom, Rogal, son of Grumgal and Judy Dawn, bravely and valiantly offered his life to me, to become more than he once was. In a time that felt eternal, he bore witness to the beginning of his deity's origins on the original cycle. As they both grew to create spawns and harness their aspects onto the world, they found so much conflict between the two. But it all came crashing to an end from the first flood. So many gods vanished without notice due to Asmodeus' schemes, but Olima refused to let life disappear finally. The ground re-emerged so that all may start anew. Yet the grudge between the sea elf and orc god sparked once again. Millenniums passed, and the cycles did indeed repeat with war, the loss of gods, and the urgency to discover the reason for it all. Now, we are in possibly the most prosperous time of our lives. Faith has never been higher thanks to the Crusade and the increased populace from Olima's realm, and the dead returning from Darkhaven. We have culminated on this momentous occasion to be able to give to you, Rogal, part of our life. Rather, Rogal, you represent Janice upon the material plane when we are absent from it, and your soul is bound here should you fall. You are a conduit of our will and holy purpose made flesh. Though, with our souls shared across the astral sea, if you were to die, we would suffer greatly. And if you sell your soul to Asmodeus, we go with you. By the power of destruction and peace, we dub ye Sir Rogal, Knight of Evermeadow, Avatar of Janice. Now go, my son. Be with your children in Darkhaven. I know you wish to inform them of the holy tournament. They look to you as a hero. Be their inspiration.
In my short life, I have witnessed many events in this tower, and now 2 more events transpired. Firstly, Malpius was trained in the arcane arts, power harnessed from Vega's domain and made usable by Mortimer and Malpius's own affinity for magic. Tearith had the foresight to teach him what she knew, to give him a place to work and live safely all his life, allow him and Arcade to pair their existences together as companions, and to awaken the cosmic power of space within his soul. He can even conjure walls to act as a blockade to Hellfire and the soldiers who wield it. And Daricus channeled his elemental affinities into Darkstar's heart. Yet, with the gods' aid, and the spirits of every elemental he came across from his birth to this moment, Daricus felt a transcendental experience. It was as if the spirits who watched over him were extensions of the primordials themselves, holding on to his soul in a spectral embrace, much like Tempest did long ago. With their guidance, the pirate felt new energy flowing through him of all elemental specializations, able to call upon them on command. But more importantly, this would be a step forward for the future of Darkstar's heart.
As I lay under the dome made by the god of famine on Evermeadow's coast, there stood before me the tiefling who defies fate, with my Koopy in tow. He asked of me to bring forth more Koopies from the depths of my oceans, in order to give these cute little fellas as pets to the heavenly kings and queens of their astral realms. While thoughtful, it shall be interesting to see how a Koopy evolves in a god's home, especially with the proper love and care. It appears the one who will leave these cuties will be Mortimer, sat cozy with plenty of food. It's definitely a start, though I'm curious what tributes Dascaris will handcraft during the coming holiday.
Well, well, it seems miracles do come true. Long have I waited. The return of the Crusaders with the dark swamp waters. I asked them to fetch in exchange for 100 bottles of holy water. In the time between, I worked on so many fantastical drinks for ales of intrigue, and even suffered the great flood caused by Tabuga sinking into the ocean, which resulted in my demise. And now, before me stands the red tiefling who made good on his word, and asks of me to cater a holy tournament that will occur soon. As sure as Leonari shall always be my king, I accept this royal duty. I will blow away any previous reservations about what flavor should be, and make this world see stars!
There are reasons why I'm not the first face one sees when they step into savory and sweet. Some say because of my grumpy face, yet I don't see any truth to that. No, it's because I cook, chop, stuff, and handle plenty of meats and meals, not manage the business arrangements. My little short stack tells me we are going to be feeding the entire kingdom's attendance at the holy tournament, and we are getting quite a large shop and staff. Anything for my snookums. Kingdom of Evermeadow, please heed my words. I know it is late, and I apologize for this. But there is an important announcement that I have the pleasure to deliver. First off, those of you who worship Grumsh and Eldath would already know this information. As in this new era, the gods are free to speak to their flock. But the two deities are no longer separate entities. These two have confessed a divine love unlike one we've seen in this 10th cycle. A beautiful tale that I can certainly appreciate. They both had a desire to bless our very own Sir Rogal, and with the aid of Mortimer, that became possible. Their souls always longed to be united, and now, through a fusion of their souls, Eldath and Grumsh have become one, known as Janice. You will find her statue in the cloister where the altar creation lies, has replaced the former god statues. And with that, Sir Rogal is the avatar of Janice. Praise be to a new divine champion! As it stands, those brave individuals who have merged their lives with a god's will are Sir Rogal with Janice, Lady Nyx with Mortimer, my son Valadius with Bahamut, Tikala with Baron Samedi, and Thug with Thor. Should you need to speak to them or their deities, these citizens will most likely be happy to oblige. Secondly, the gods have a monumental task on their shoulders, much like each of us. In order to aid them, so they may aid us, and more importantly, so that each citizen can meet and grow a bond and familiarity with each of our kind deities, they wish to let you all know that they care about you and are eager to personally be your friends. And so, per request of the gods, the next 9 days shall represent a god, in the order of Bahamut, Hades, Hel, Janus, Baron Samedi, Seamus, Thor, Thrym, and finally Mortimer. For these days, spend time with the gods, learn of their lore, share your tales, and they ask each one of you to bestow a handmade tribute to that god, which Mortimer has generously offered to give materials, so crafting is only a matter of your imagination and love. Rest well, dear kingdom, for tomorrow begins the Holy Days!
The curious tiefling ventures below the earth in search for some trace of the kingdom's former alchemist. Please, take his treasures. I'm sure he won't miss them. Glad to know that's how you wish to respect his home, by ransacking his domain. You know, there are some questions you should not ask, lest you will get answers you will regret later, my spawn. Rest well in Asari. I may be with you soon.
Suffer, you blasphemer! You will know the fury of the sun, burning away your past, your hopes, your dreams, all of who you once were. You're doing yourself no favors holding on to your memories. Just bring me oh so much joy for giving me this new purpose. Come on already, give up and forget. Your friends and family have already forgotten you, else you wouldn't be here with me!
Traitor! Your wrath knows no bounds! Have you forgotten it was you and that blue devilkin who guided us with your deceiver's honey towards worshipping Eldaf and the Night Mother? And now, you dare turn your blazing sword against your very flock, Saint Anger, purging the culture and rich history of Eldaf to make way for your abomination of divinity. We have lost one god already! You shall pay for your hypocrisy!
Oh, finally, brother, it is sinking in at last. I decapitated your crusaders. Gaze upon their heads in hostility. Like how each night I see your face in my dreams. I've taken your power, your title, and ranks, and decimated it, much like you have crushed my dreams before our honored parents. And I've broken every bone in Donald's body, to the point where he is as malleable as the lemur he once was, putting our blood through a grave injustice, much like you slaying our ancestors during the Devimus Manor War. You are before your dearest brother, whom you've shared such precious childhood memories in that soul-mongering household, the one you defeated so effortlessly with your friends, making a mockery of me. Tears of hatred in my eyes, while my head rolled onto the cobblestone. But the tables have turned, haven't they, you little spitfire? Now it is you who knows what hatred truly feels like. And we've only just begun.
I'm not such a disappointment in your eyes now, am I? With your husband out of the way, there's no one alive to stop what once was started. You recognize this collar, do you not? I have 2 more for your rotten little kids. It's time for the the Eclipse women to be seen, but never heard.
On my own, I may have had a few setbacks, yet now, Asmodeus ceases all doubts of total domination.
Is this everything you ever wanted, child? The spirits put their trust in you. The primordials bestowed you with power no mortal has held before. You made a place for all material plane spirits to live together in the heart. And now they all live in the devil's belly, languishing in lamentation. Their wailing eternal, only for your ears to hear. Can you live with that, Mon? I guess you won't have to now. The great creator weeps with them, and will be amongst them soon.